Hey, Josh, good morning to you. I wanted to ask you about Jerome Baker. What was your impression of what he was able to do on Sunday, especially filling in at times in the pass rush role?
Well, I think Baker, he's been a very multiple guy for us all year. We've asked him to do a lot of things. He's able to handle that. He works very hard at it. He's had some success at, multiple different positions. Glad we have him. Hard worker, has been productive for us, and had some good plays for us on Sunday. Just as collectively as a group, we just couldn't make enough to get it done.
Safid.
Hey, Coach. It seemed like there were two plays in particular, especially when Bobby went out the game to be evaluated in the first half. Tyreek Hill had the running touchdown, and then the second injury, Tyreek Hill had the 44-yard touchdown. What can you say about those instances where your center fielder, your safety is out the game, and they just kind of take advantage of that situation?
I would say, and like we've talked about all year, Bobby's been very productive for us. He's done a good job communicating, he's a very good football player, and, he's hard to replace, but, we got things in place that, we need to coach it better. We need to execute it better when he's not there. And, we'll work hard to do that.
Adam.
I wanted to ask you about the run defense, Josh. Obviously, in the opener, New England got it going a little bit, but since then, your numbers are pretty good on run defense, particularly yards per game allowed. What in your mind has improved in the time since then?
Well, I think over the, we work on a lot of things. We work on run defense, pass, pass rush. You're constantly trying to improve things, and the opener of the season, there's a lot of unknowns that go into that. There's a lot of evaluation and stuff that go into that. New England, they're a completely different team than we saw in week one, and so are we. So, when I threw on the tape, it was like watching a new team, and kind of approached it that way. And obviously we're striving for improvement, on a week-to-week basis with everything that we do. And, I think it's, some of that evolves over time, and a lot of it's a credit to, our players putting in the work. And, it'll be a big test for us this week. We're going against a group that's extremely well coached. They got great scheme. They do a good job of disguising, their runs, their passes, they do a terrific job of, creating angles. So, and they got good players. Their offensive line, is physical, their receivers are physical, they got good backs. So it'll be a big challenge for us this week.
Josh.
Hey, Josh, good morning.
Sorry, you cut out there.
Yeah, Josh, sorry. I was going to ask, what impresses you most about Raekwon Davis down there in the middle?
I think the thing impresses me the most is his work ethic and his effort. And we've talked about this guy a lot this year. He really loves football, and he's doing everything he can to get better. And a lot of that is, his work ethic and his effort. I can't say enough good things about that. He plays really hard, and he works really hard, and he's constantly striving to improve.
Al.
Hey, Josh, I hope you can hear me. I'm in a noisy area. Going back to the improvement of the defense, how would you rate the improvement over the course of the season? And where do you see the greatest area of improvement?
As in terms of, looking at it from a holistic view, it's not something that, you kind of go, oh man, we just kind of look at it of, here's some things that we've done well. We need to build on those. Here's some things that we're not doing so well. We need to improve. And ultimately, I mean, you're striving to coach a perfect game. You're striving to play a perfect game. I don't think that's ever happened, but what I will say is the consistency of, being able to play well down in and down out is something that we're striving to do. And I don't think there's not a lot of time that's spent on, hey, this has gotten so much better. This is, there's a standard of where it needs to be. And that's what we're striving to do.
All right, we have one more question. Adam?
I wanted to give you the chance to talk about the 4 turnovers you guys forced last week and maybe explain how you were able to turn over a team that doesn't turn the ball over and how that kind of portends for the last 2 weeks of the season that it seems like you're fearless to go after any quarterback, even the MVP.
Again, Kansas City, very good offense, very well coached. They make it hard on you. You can't give them, the same looks over and over again. The turnovers, it's a credit to our players and the way that they play. And, and obviously turnovers and, turnovers on downs or getting them to punt, ultimately, again, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. I mean, you just want to get the ball back to the offense as quickly as you can. And hopefully you eliminate points as it goes. And, and that would be the same this week. And like I said, we got a very good opponent, a division opponent. And it's a big game for us. And, there's a lot of things that we'll have to do defensively this week to try to create turnovers and try to get ourselves off the field. So it's a big challenge for us. We're looking forward to it. And we're moved on to New England. So that's kind of where we're at.
Good morning, Chan. How do you assess the play of Lynn Bowden on Sunday and his development in the past few weeks?
Well, he did some really good things in the game. He made some plays on the field. We asked him to do a lot this past week, and he responded very well. He's learning. He's getting more comfortable. He's understanding what we're trying to get done. And I think he's going to be a part of what we're trying to do going forward. He's done a good job.
Adam?
I'm curious, Chan, when you went back and watched the tape, the third quarter when you guys really couldn't get it going, was there a common theme then? And then the fourth quarter, was it simply just, the nature of the game that you were going to throw the ball every down and play up tempo?
Yeah. Lack of execution is the number one thing that I can tell you. We made mental mistakes that we have not been making, and you can't make against a good football team. And we just didn't make the plays we needed to in the third quarter there. And in the fourth quarter, we were trying to rally back in the ball game, which our guys fought back and did. And we had several different guys make plays after our receivers went down. We had some guys step up. I thought Josh Grazard did a great job of getting those guys organized and where they needed to be and running the routes they needed to run, doing a patchwork job there. So we had a lot of guys step up and do some good things, and Tua took a good step there, bringing us back in the ball game.
Hal?
Chan, I know you've experienced just about everything there is to experience in the game, but can you recall a time where your offense has evolved as much as this offense has over the course of the year? And I'm not just talking about quarterback, but when you look at running back, receiver, not so much on the line. What do you see in terms of how much this offense has evolved?
Well, we've had a lot of different people playing, and people in different spots, and totally different people as well. So there's been more change on this team than probably most any team I've been around, and I think our guys have handled it fairly well. We got a long way to go. You play a long season, and these guys have got to learn that with as many young players as we have. They got to learn, they got to fight through some things. And so we have some more evolving to do, I'm sure. You know, we got to keep pressing forward with what we're trying to get done, not only this week, but today. It's a day-by-day process when you have situations like this.
Travis?
Hey, good morning, Coach. You referenced the rally in the fourth quarter earlier, and it looked like the Chiefs really kind of turned the heat up in that fourth quarter with some blitzes. What can you say about Tua's ability to kind of find the answers to all those pressure packages they showed late in that game?
You know, I wasn't sure he would be able to do that because he hadn't had to do that yet. And so I thought he handled that part of it really well. He saw things that you can't simulate in practice at the speed, and handled it well. So I think that was encouraging from our standpoint to know that he's seeing things and understanding where to go with the ball and making plays when they're bringing all that pressure. That's not an easy thing to do for a young quarterback. So as I said earlier, I think that was a real positive for him. And they did. They turned up the pressure, and he handled it. I thought that was good.
Joe?
Travis kind of took my question there. I was going to ask about Tua in the face of pressure. So I'll ask about a specific play that I thought was interesting. The one where Tua was an option to catch the ball with Bowden. I was kind of surprised that the Chiefs covered Tua. Maybe you were thinking they wouldn't. But the fact that he is out there as a receiver, what should that tell us about how you and he and the medical staff are feeling about how far he's come since his injury?
I think that we think he's full go. I don't see any restrictions whatsoever. I think he's full go, and that's what he's shown. There have been no residual effects from anything that we have been able to see or that he has talked about. So to me, we got to use every option we can use to try to score points. And that we tried that one, it didn't work, but we tried it.
All right, we have one more question. We'll go to Adam.
Ken, we never asked you back when you were hired about your vision for this team, about, how long you'd want to do this and, what your plan is. I don't know if you had a 3-year plan, 5-year plan. If you want to share that plan, great, but has it changed? And how have you enjoyed the experience of being back in coaching?
It's been very interesting with the COVID and just everything that's gone on. It's been so interesting this year. It's been a challenging year in many ways. And no, I don't have a plan. I'm taking it, really one day at a time right now. I just take it one day at a time. Hadn't thought about that.
Hey, Danny, I always try to learn something when I talk to you, so maybe you can help me learn on the punt return. It appeared to me that all the players who might have had a shot to make the tackle were well blocked by the Chiefs. Can you tell me, was it simply a matter of, hey, none of those 5 guys defeated their block? Or is there something else that maybe I might not see that wasn't so obvious, like maybe they weren't perfectly aligned?
There's a lot of different things that went into that. I think number one, you give Kansas City credit for doing some good things and making some good blocks on a particular play. Obviously, there's a lot of things that we could have and needed to do better on that particular play. With maybe better location and hang time on the punt, certain guys better landmarks on where they were going. So anytime you give up a big play, there's going to be some things that the successful team's doing really well, and then there's always some things that the team on the back end of the thing could do better to put themselves in position to make a play, and we didn't get it done.
Adam?
Yeah, I'm curious with Jakeem banged up, possibility doesn't play this weekend. What is your thinking at return? I know Callaway was back there some last week. Is he your guy going forward?
Well, we'll look at it through the course of the week and see where we're at with the injuries and how the plan comes together and keep working on the guys that we've been working with all year and see what we end up with on Sunday.
Travis?
Hey, good morning, Coach. You guys had to go to an onside kick on Sunday for the first time in what seems like a while. I was curious, since the rule changed a couple of years ago, onside recoveries are way down. I'm just wondering from your perspective, like, is there something you can do to try to maybe increase your percentage? Do you try more types of kicks, different types of looks? Like, what's the approach to changing with this new onside kick rule that has really made recovering the ball so difficult?
Well, I think to your point, you do see a lot of people doing a lot of different things. We've done some different things, and the biggest thing is with the rule change. And again, the rule change is for safety, and anything that's for safety is a good thing. But the stagnant start is really what makes it difficult when you look at trying to make a play on that play. It puts so much emphasis on you really need a really perfect kick on some of those situations to have an opportunity. So keep working at it and see what we come up with in the future.
Safid?
Hey, Coach, I just wanted to ask, how disappointing do you think you and Flo have been, because of the fact that, special teams may have accounted for maybe a swing of like 10 points in that game? Do you feel like those were a big reasons why you guys came out with a loss?
I'm never happy, and obviously when you leave points on the field with a missed field goal, or the other team is able to generate points, you're really never going to be happy. So, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but of course you're always going to be disappointed.
Final question, Omar?
I want to ask you, I know nobody's looking for excuses about special teams performance, but how much does it impact your unit when guys who are core special teamers have to play in the base defense and base offense?
Well, that's the part of this thing that, that's part of it, and it's, everybody deals with it. We get what you refer to maybe as the trickle down, guys, lose a guy on offense and defense, and that's well known. But then obviously those guys that, are core guys for us, they have to go fill those roles. So that's part of it. It's what we all signed up for. We had a nice stretch there for a while where we were, really pretty healthy and working and using the same guys week in and week out. But this is part of it. And, along with injuries, now you have the COVID, added to the mix this year, but it's what everybody's dealing with. Yeah, you just got to try and find a way.